Hey guys,
Do you know
welcome
who's
back.
not always in character? Jared
Your mom.
Leto.
Oh,
Hey guys.
welcome back to the Pineapple Podcast.
I almost took your line. I'm like, I don't want to take your line.
It's my line.
It is.
It's like seems legit, and
You always start
What
it
else
with
do
the
I
same
say?
intro.
is that a bad
basically.
thing?
No. That's why I almost took it, and then I'm like, wait, I'm not going to.
Good.
So, no intro taken today. Crisis avoided.
Crisis is averted. Anyway, we don't have a guest this week. It's just us two.
He's enabling.
Yeah.
So, but we've got a bunch of cool guests. We just have been kind of bad about getting them ahead of time
Yeah.
because our schedule has been kind of different the last couple weeks. So we don't really know when we're recording until like the night before. So it's been harder to line up guests.
Yeah. So
But-
this week is it's more of like just news and stuff instead of kind of like talking about fun stuff with some guests.
News.
Basically.
So, are you gonna introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm Zach. You said introduce myself.
You don't give a spill.
A what?
A spill,
What? A spill
Like-
about what?
like, of who you are. You don't introduce yourself that way. You just say, "Hey, I'm Zach."
I'm Zach, and that's Jeremy.
Oh.
That's our introduction.
I thought you were gonna say a few sentences, so I was gonna have a second take a bite,
Nah.
and then you're just like looking at me and like, oh. So,
Anyway, world
There we go.
breaking news. What do we got?
JPEG Morgan.
Did you say JPEG?
I did.
It's not a JPEG.
Zach actually did most of the news this week, so some of this I'm gonna be playing catch up.
Okay.
I did most of it last week, so this week he did it. It just kind of worked out that way.
Yeah. So,
So-
JP Morgan.
JP Morgan,
JP Morgan.
not JPEG Morgan.
No.
He should change his name to JPEG Morgan.
That'd be pretty funny.
What
Okay.
if you're a tech dude and your name was like JPEG?
That would be really
I'm naming
funny.
my kid JPEG. He's gonna be an IT like director or something.
What? I would feel bad for that, for your son. Okay, anyway, JP Morgan makes his own.
JPEG. JPEG, I'm pretty sure is gender neutral.
Why do you keep cutting me off? And why are we talking about gender neutral names that are IT files? Not
Alright.
IT, they're just files.
Continue
Types.
with your news.
They have a cryptocurrency that's the first cryptocurrency that's backed by the US dollar. So,
That's awesome.
one, I don't know what they're called. Morgan
JPEGs.
dollars. I don't know.
JPEGs.
JPEGs? You just want to call them JPEGs?
Basically,
I'll give
Trump-
you 5 JPEGs for one of those.
Trump needs to invest.
Nah. So I think it's kind of weird that we have a cryptocurrency that's backed by the US dollar.
I don't know, man. It's kind of cool.
I mean, it's going to streamline like overseas transactions and stuff. It'll make it a lot easier. But at the same time, now we're going to have like different banks popping up. You know, you have your one Wells Fargo buck, your JP Morgan dollar, and I don't know what else, what other banks you use.
Isn't like First Bank and Trust already have bank bucks though?
Those aren't worth actual money.
They're worth like T-shirts.
Yeah, but they're not backed by any sort of actual currency.
Bank bucks.
Nah. It's kind of like
But-
bank bucks, but if they're worth real money,
There you go. So then you can buy all sorts of T-shirts
basically.
and more.
Yeah. So what do you think? Good idea? Bad idea?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really. This first I'm hearing about it, so
I don't really think
it's
it's,
just
gonna.
kind of exciting just because it's something new.
Yeah. I think Bitcoin's dying out for sure now.
Yeah. So no doubt this is exciting, and it looks like they're trying to make it like a legit thing, so it will be successful. But on the flip side, I don't know. That's also gonna be kind of weird for the reason you explained.
You have multiple different
Yeah.
types,
if
and
that
if they're
becomes a
valued
thing,
differently, then that'd be kind of weird.
yeah.
Who knows?
So I guess I'm just kind of excited to watch from afar and see how it plays out.
Yeah, it's still relatively new. I'm sure we'll hear more about it in the coming weeks. We'll get more news stories, and we'll hear from people that like to trade cryptocurrencies. Be like, hey, this is trash.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. So until Austin Evans makes a video about it, explaining what it is.
Basically, I want Marcus Brownlee to make a video on it. That'd be cooler.
Well, I just said Austin Evans because like a year ago, then he made a like what is Bitcoin video.
Oh yeah.
My mom's like, what is Bitcoin? So then I just show her the video. She's like, I think I get it a little bit more, but what is Bitcoin?
Austin Evans, you hear that? You got to step it up. Explain it better.
Come on, Austin. Hey guys, this is the Pineapple Podcast.
Not getting demonetized.
Nope.
Not for that. Not that we ever were monetized.
Oh, dude, since we're talking about world personal breaking news, did you want to talk about our switching to the Anchor?
Are we doing that? I think so. We heard about this thing called Anchor, so hopefully we can get the podcast distributed to other areas. Like, what else do you use to listen to podcasts? I use the Google Podcast a lot.
Spotify. It like distributes it to like Spotify and iTunes and like everywhere podcasts are.
The internet.
The internet, basically.
So most of the internet.
Yeah, so that way it'd be easier. We record it through there and stuff. But
so yeah, hopefully we can get more of you listeners.
Yeah, because it was like picking up on SoundCloud a lot. Like in 3 or 4 weeks, and SoundCloud was going, and then we switched to YouTube, and like no one was gonna find the podcast like in YouTube.
It's because YouTube's algorithm sucks.
Yeah. So I'll also be looking forward to it being back on SoundCloud because that was working a lot better, honestly.
That's true, it was.
We just don't want to pay for it.
I don't got those fat stacks. All right, so what are we talking about next?
I don't know. What are we talking about next?
Bible stuff?
You say being meek is being weak. Try being meek for a week.
That doesn't make any sense, but...
I think Lecrae or Tripley or KB or someone said that a long time ago.
How long ago are we talking? Like 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? That makes sense. If you say being meek is being weak, try being meek for a week. It's hard.
Oh. That makes more sense now. Okay. When you said weak, I thought it was like physically weak, and I'm like, what? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Like, the first one did.
Being meek is being weak.
If you think being meek is being weak, then try being meek for a week.
Because it's hard.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
There you go.
Makes
Roll
sense.
credits.
Oh.
I know someone, his last name is Meeks.
Meeks?
Yeah.
Is that like Binks?
Jar
Binks?
Jar Minks.
Nah.
What is being meek?
When I think about being meek, the first word that pops into my head is like humble, because that's what I think, another word that kind of has the same meaning. What about you?
Yeah, I'd think of being humble and sometimes even just being gentle.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, being meek is like one of the fruits of the Spirit, and it's also talked about.
Is it?
Well, depending on what version you have.
Oh, yeah. See, our audience doesn't know that. You have to catch them up.
Okay.
Give them the brief.
Yeah, we talked
give
about
them the reduced brief version.
We talked about this a little bit at our last Bible study. So, there's 2 different versions, kind of the fruits of the Spirit. Whenever the Greek version of the fruits of the Spirit were translated from Greek, which was Paul's writing, to Latin by this guy named Jerome, I don't want to say added 3 more. Like, I don't think he meant to add them in on his own. I think they were just kind of like...
similar words.
Yeah. Like, if Paul used 2 words to describe one thing, he just put those 2 words in there.
Because remember, like, the languages are different.
Yeah.
And so it means different things.
Yeah, so Paul uses 2 words for being meek, I guess. And it was, like, being... What was the word?
The modesty one, humble.
Yeah. So we have like modesty and we have meekness or long suffering.
Yeah, long suffering was one of them too.
It just depends on kind of what version you have nowadays. Like, I think the King James version has long suffering, but you get the NIV and it might say like meekness or something. Yeah, but then you have this other one, which is generally used by Catholics today. It has the 12 fruits of the Spirit. So there's a little bit of a history lesson for you.
You thought Church of Christ had it difficult. Try being Catholic. You've got 12 fruits of the Spirits.
Hey, but they're all like really similar.
Yeah, they are real similar. So
they're just a couple of extra words to describe.
I think the modesty one is interesting.
I think it makes sense though.
Yeah.
Like being modest is a part of being humble. You know, like it's really similar. So like when you look up the direct translation from what Paul had to Latin, it was, what is it, modestia?
It was, yeah, something like modestia.
It was modestia, which is basically modest.
Which could be where he got it from.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like it, you know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So that's why we got those extra couple in the other version.
So being meek, how difficult or how easy is it for you to be meek? Keeping in mind, meek is also like synonym, would you say, for humble?
Yeah,
and
I would say
gentleness?
it's being humble and gentle. So God talks about being meek and being childlike in Matthew 5, I believe. So he says, unless you become like one of these children, then you basically have no chance to enter the kingdom of heaven. Basically
no chance. Did you catch that?
Basically
no chance.
That's paraphrased if you didn't know.
So
it's obviously, it's really important if there's such a big, I don't know what to say.
Emphasis?
Like, yeah, there's a big emphasis on being childlike, and he's saying to be childlike because they are humble.
So
they are
did
meek.
Christ demonstrate being humble?
He always demonstrates being humble. Like how we had talked about at our Bible study, whenever he goes into Jerusalem, he doesn't have, like this huge grand entrance. He rides in on a donkey. Which, in my opinion, is pretty humble. You could have thousands of angels coming and, announcing your presence, but...
You are here. It's like, nah, man, I'm just going to take the donkey in.
Yeah, we also see how humble he is whenever he washes the apostles' feet. You take the lowest position.
Yes. So we can follow his example and maybe not ride around on donkeys or go around washing people's feet, but using modern day situations to humble ourselves. And it also just comes down to being a servant too.
Yeah.
It all kind of circles into that as well.
What I thought of in my own life is, like, every week we go to Lubbock Impact, and what is our job to do every week?
We greet them.
We take out the trash every week.
Oh yeah, we do that too.
And that's something that nobody else really wants to do, but
Yeah.
I kind of like take pride in the fact that we're the ones that are not stepping up but stepping down.
We are the trash bros.
Basically.
Insert meme.
I've been there for over 3 years, and I could say, hey, any of you volunteers, I need y'all to take out the trash. But I'm trying to humble myself down to just being like everybody else and
doing the less glamorous jobs.
So the next time you are thinking like, I don't really want to do this, somebody else can do this, just humble yourself down, because that's what Jesus does, or what he did.
Follow Jesus' footsteps.
Right. And I think this really gets overlooked a lot in today's society. We're not really taught a lot in church to really humble yourself. Like, everyone says be humble, but how often does it get used and practiced?
We're in a world where everything, even the fun things, are always being quoted as it's a business.
Yeah.
So everyone's trying to climb over each other to reach the top, and being humble, if you're humble, sometimes it seems like you might get left out of situations, but it can also have the opposite effect.
Right.
If someone sees, hey, this guy, humbled himself, he did the quote-unquote lowered himself and was being gentle and humble, reward that person instead of the one that climbs over the people that are being humble to get to the top.
Yeah, I think
it could also benefit you to be humble.
Right. And I love like we talked about before, how it's very important to be humble, and how Jesus specifically states how important it is. So
if Jesus says it, then it must be important.
If Jesus says, unless you become like one of these little children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven, I'd say it's pretty important.
So There you go.
That's your Bible for the week.
Get Bibled up
And be humble.
and be humble while being Bibled.
All right, what are we talking about next?
Are we skipping food, or do you want to throw something in?
I didn't put anything down for food. Unless you can think of something in the next 5 seconds, I say we skip it.
Cheap food.
Cheap food?
I'm just kidding. We don't have to. We can save it for next week if you want.
All right, we're going to skip food this week because we didn't really think of anything.
I didn't think to think of anything,
You didn't think to think of anything?
or I just didn't really care.
It's like Thinkception.
But now we're thinking about Thinkception. So what is that?
Meta Thinkception?
Oh.
All right, we're skipping food. We're going to go into...
Apple Tech News. Apple Trouble / Tech News.
Hey, we actually have Apple Trouble.
We're technically still talking about food.
Ish. Apple.
Yeah.
But
Do you know how many people have thrown their iPhones into the ocean? Fish eat those iPhones, so it's like fish food.
no.
So in a sense, we're talking about food.
Oh. What? iPhones are not food. That doesn't
Fish, if you get thrown in the ocean,
Nah.
like a whale swallows an iPhone.
Has that ever happened? Have you read a news article that says we dissected this whale and we found an iPhone?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for real?
Yep. And before this podcast is up, I'm gonna go make it on Reddit.
Just gonna go make an article, put it on Reddit, do it.
So,
Okay, actual tech news. Sony's getting this new wearable thing that turns your Rolex into a smartwatch. It's not specifically a Rolex, that's just kind of what was used in the headline.
because Rolex is fancy.
Yeah, so it's basically any watch that you use on the daily, you can essentially just turn it into a smartwatch. It's not replacing the face, it's replacing the band. The band becomes a screen.
That's crazy.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know. I saw a picture.
You saw
of
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
so-
it's like a silver metal.
Yeah.
Backing. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so it doesn't replace like the screen or anything. You don't put anything on top. You don't
Because
replace
then
anything on the
that would
inside.
like defeat the purpose of your Rolex
Exactly.
or whatever you have.
So you just replace the band with this new smartwatch band thingy.
Yeah.
I don't know what you
So
call
you
it.
could get a fossil watch that is like one of those nice fossil watches that are not a smartwatch, and then put Sony's thing on the fossil.
On the non-smart fossil watch?
Yes.
You could. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could.
Hey, people do stuff for all kinds of reasons.
I bet that would actually catch on in kind of the fancier world where people like to be fancy and wear Rolexes and don't want to have a smartwatch.
But they have like semi-smartwatches.
Yeah, they have.
They're like half hybrid or something. I forget what they're called.
I don't know.
I
If
know
you
Fossil
like, if
has
you just
them.
have like your favorite Rolex that you always wear and you've had it for a while and you don't want to get a smartwatch because you just love wearing your regular watch, you can just get a new band that essentially turns it into a smartwatch.
Or you like wearing your great grandpa's Vietnam watch or some watch he wore in Vietnam. And so
Yeah,
you can
something like that.
Snap on some Sony gear and bring it into the 22nd century.
basically. I thought it was a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
cool.
worth mentioning.
How much is it?
I did not write it down. I don't know. Maybe Jeremy can flash the price up on the podcast if he can find it.
Flash.
Okay. A new AI called the GPT-2 gets good at fake news. So,
Dude,
this AI...
good fake news is where I need to be at.
Good fake news?
Yeah.
No, it gets good at making fake news.
Yeah, but I need good fake news.
Oh. We don't have good fake news. They just have
Zach,
bad
you
fake
just won the lottery.
news. I did.
That's good fake news.
Basically. Okay, so this AI, it's new. The people, I don't remember who made it. They decided not to release it to the public because it can write news articles so quickly that it would essentially overrun the internet with fake news. Like, it's really good
Bruh.
at writing articles, and it can take like one or two sentences that you tell it and write like a book.
What?
But it doesn't
What?
fact check. Like, it just takes everything from the internet and makes it into an article.
Dude, where was this when I was in journalism?
Same. That would be great.
I mean,
It doesn't fact check
Nothing.
though, so it just takes whatever's on the internet.
that's crazy.
So that's why they're like, hey, this is not a good idea to give everybody because all you modders and programmers are gonna like spam the internet with fake news.
Yeah. Is it okay, so it's like, wait. So is someone using it?
Someone's like developing
private
it right now.
use still?
Yeah, it's still in private use. I
No
think.
beta or anything?
No.
Dude. How would you pick who to test for that? It's like, here's a beta product of an article or of a program that can essentially clog the internet.
Internet clogging machine.
Dude, and then the internet will overflow.
What?
I'm just thinking of Dustin's toilet. Shout out to Dustin, our episode shout out. Episodely? I was gonna say weekly, but it's more like episodely. Episodely.
Episode?
That's a word, right? Episodely?
Sure.
Episodely shout out to Dustin Clark. There you go.
That happens every
Dustinism chapter 13. Thou shalt not clog the internet with fake news.
Hey, that's like the best verse in Dustinism so far.
All right, what is next?
Okay, an iPhone ban in Germany.
Do you know my favorite thing that Germany has ever made is?
iPhone ban?
No, German chocolate.
Oh,
I love German chocolate.
I was gonna say their cars. German cars are pretty cool.
That too. I get German chocolate every year for Christmas.
Is it good?
German chocolate's good. Have you ever had German chocolate?
No.
Dude, I'll bring you some on tomorrow
Okay.
if I remember. It's good.
All right. I'll be looking forward to it then.
Insert picture of German chocolate here.
Basically. So, Qualcomm was suing Apple for some like copyright thingy or other, and they actually ended up winning. So,
Got 'em!
the iPhone 7 and 8 can't be sold in Germany. Only the 7 and 8.
So
The other
we can
ones,
still get the 6S Plus and the 10.
yeah. Essentially, what Apple wants to do is just, for German phones only, I guess, switch from Intel's thingy to Qualcomm's. I don't know exactly what it is, but that's what I heard from the internet.
Interesting.
Take it how you will.
Wait,
All I
so
know is
what
that iPhones
what
got
are
banned.
they copywriting though? Like, what was the issue?
It was like, I think they had some deal, and you can only sell the Qualcomm chips in Germany, but iPhones had Intel's,
Oh,
I think. Don't quote me on
that
that.
would make sense. That's kind of unfortunate though.
Yeah, I saw the
Like,
article that I read.
That's
It was
kinda
like,
not cool.
I almost feel bad for Apple.
yeah,
almost.
that's kind of almost not cool by Germany.
Kind of, but
That's kind of not cool.
business is business.
It's a business. So,
Apple will live. They have plenty more countries to sell to.
yeah. Hey, they
All right.
keep reducing their goals for the iPhone 10R like every week.
Basically.
So,
Next up, Amazon buys into Rivian, and that's an electric truck startup.
for 700 million.
So Amazon dumped 700 million into this electric truck startup company. I feel like
Why?
okay, this is what it is. The person that owns Amazon, he's trying to compete with Elon Musk. It's got to be,
What?
right? So Elon Musk has SpaceX and Tesla. I
Yeah.
forgot the person's name that owns Amazon. They have Amazon, and now they have
He's the
Rivian.
guy that's real nerdy.
Yeah,
I can't think of his name.
and they have their own like space program. I forgot what it's called though.
NASA.
No,
I'm kidding. it's
they're
called,
just.
it's
I
called,
feel like
it's
they're
called,
just trying to compete.
It's called Tesla.
They're just like, hey, I have a electric car company. Oh yeah, well I'm gonna buy an electric car company.
Where does
I
it
have a
end?
space program. Well, I have a space program too.
Whenever you do that, I'm just like, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
Now then, I did it this morning.
Seems legit. So yeah, maybe we'll be getting some more competition in the electric vehicle market.
I feel like it's still new, but at the same time, it's also already saturated.
It's new, but it's already saturated. Yeah,
Like, who was that?
I have no idea. Someone just came and closed the door on us. We might be trapped in here forever.
If I Die Young. I
Then what?
actually don't remember the rest of that song. If I Die Young.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, insert cover here.
Basically.
Anywho, we might die now.
Nah.
We're probably being loud.
So, electric vehicles.
Electric vehicles.
We're gonna have new trucks. Would you buy an electric truck?
Not at first. I would wait a few years to see how it goes.
Okay, if they end up like not exploding or anything, and they have decent range, would you buy one?
Are they cheaper?
We're gonna assume they're gonna be the same price as like a regular truck.
I
Like,
guess.
would
so.
you buy
I mean,
an
if-
electric vehicle over a gas vehicle?
Not right now, but in a few years, if they're like on par with each other, I mean, I guess I would just because when having to be using gasoline.
Yeah. You know, you don't have to pay for gas, but it takes like probably 12 hours to charge your car.
Yeah.
So this isn't something you're going to use on road trips or anything. But if you're out here in the country, you know, using it on your farm for city use.
Out here in the country, using it on your farm for city use.
Yes. Totally makes sense.
My brain just hurts. And you were confused with, you say being meek is weak, try being meek for a week.
Yep.
I don't know. In a few years, if they're on par with gasoline cars,
Then
and the
maybe.
range was good, I would do it, but I wouldn't want to like sacrifice anything for it.
Electric vehicles have like more power. They have
Har, har, har.
Nah, they don't sound like anything.
You said more power.
But electric vehicles don't make noise.
That was a Tim Allen reference.
Oh.
More power than he grunts like that.
I have no idea.
What? Insert Tim Allen video here so Zach looks foolish.
Seems legit.
Just kidding.
Okay, I think it's time to move on.
Would you buy a car that you plug in your wall?
Yes.
You would?
Potentially.
I would, just not at first.
Yeah, I would
Nice.
wait a little bit, make sure they don't explode. And if they have like a decent range, like I would say minimum 300 miles. Like
Yeah.
your regular gasoline, like truck or SUV, gets around 400 per tank. So I would say at least 300.
That wouldn't be that bad. But yeah, you really couldn't take it to drive to Dallas or something.
You can't take it like on any really far road trips because with a gas-powered vehicle, you can just fill up at a gas station. With an electric vehicle, you have to wait 12 hours to recharge
Unless
it.
you're in like New York or something where they're trying to put stuff in like that.
Put what in?
Places to charge your car.
Oh, well,
Like
yeah.
at restaurants and stuff.
No, yeah, but you can't.
Count on it.
You can't. No, you can't recharge it fast enough
No.
to keep going.
Not for long distances.
Yeah, you would have to
So-
wait like 3 hours to go another 50 miles.
So, next article. Last night I was up late catching up on Newsflix. Wait, what? Is that right?
That's what you put on there, or that's what I wrote that you said.
No,
Newsflix?
not Netflix.
No, Newsflix.
Oh, I wasn't catching up on Newsflix.
So what is Newsflix?
News in a Netflix format. Not owned by Netflix, owned by Apple.
Oh,
Apple, our friendly neighborhood Apple, wants to make what I just said, a news source place that runs like Netflix. You pay like $10-ish a month, and then it unlocks like all these news places that some are already free and some you already pay for, like New York Times and what else did I say?
Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street, like all those ones that you pay for, like on that subscription based or whatever, then Apple could get you for free for $10 a month.
Okay,
So you
I
could
would
be
not
potentially what? You wouldn't?
pay for that. No, not really. News should be free.
But what if? But it's a business.
I know it's a business, but it's news. Like, if something happens, then you should be able to hear about it. You shouldn't have to
Okay.
pay to hear about something.
Dude, what if they had like, what if you only could get headlines and then you couldn't get the actual article?
That's
So
what Wall Street Journal does.
Wall Street's like, giant bomb attack at, and then you have to like pay to read the article.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's hilarious.
It's dumb.
So you wouldn't pay $10 a month to get news?
Nah, I got my Google feed. That's good enough for me. YouTube already does a decent job of throwing out their fake news and other stuff.
Who said it's fake?
The internet.
So, you know what's not dead?
Smartwatches.
God.
Oh.
Well,
That too.
neither of them are dead. So, it turns out last year, which was 2018, smartwatches aren't dead. They were up 60% in sales.
That's pretty good.
Most of that was Apple and Samsung and Fitbit, because apparently Fitbit's now considered a smartwatch.
What? It's not even that smart.
It's really not. Even the fancy ones now.
They're not that great. I would not advise getting a Fitbit.
Don't get a Fitbit. Anywho, so the Wear OS wasn't a huge part, but smartwatches as a whole were up 60%.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's because the price has been going down a lot for,
Because they're
cheaper
not as new
smartwatches.
anymore. You know, you can get like the Moto ones. Was it Moto?
The Moto 360?
Yeah, there's like $180 or something.
I think it's less than that. Yeah.
You can get a lot of some of them are random, but you can still get some pretty good name brand smartwatches for like $150 now.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think it's necessary to have a smartwatch, but it's definitely kind of a trend right now. Like fidget spinners, but except this trend is actually good and cool.
Did you just compare my Fossil smartwatch to a fidget spinner?
Yes.
Why are you the way you are?
It's a good question.
So, now that we're done with that, I like smartwatches. I mean,
They're cool. I like them. I wear them.
who doesn't want to play
Flappy Bird?
Call of Duty on a, like, 1.5 inch diameter screen?
Probably most people.
But nah, smartwatches have a lot of functionality, but they're not like their own thing. It's like it's like a sidekick to your phone.
Yeah.
You like co-use it for stuff. So
It definitely has its niche uses.
Yeah.
You're in church. You don't want to like pull out your phone and be that guy.
or
You
gal.
You can just like quick reply on your watch. Or you're in class and they're like, hey, you can't pull out your phone in class. You got to respond to a text real quick. You just use your watch.
Or if you left your hard copy Bible at home and your phone's dead, you can just pull up the Bible on your watch.
Can you actually do that?
I have Bible on my watch.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What? I didn't even know you could do that.
You got your Bible, you got a flashlight that is pretty decent in a dark room.
It has to
got-
be really dark for
yeah.
it to do much.
You got Google Translate.
That's
yeah.
pretty handy.
Yeah. Light web browsing.
Very light web browsing.
But I
It does what it's
I
supposed to
like
do.
Google Assistant on my watch. Like, what could be better?
That's true. They do have functionality. It's just not like we're not in the super futuristic area yet where you can just like, hey, watch, bring my car over here. Not yet, at least.
Not yet, at least.
Although we talked about that a while ago, where
Mhm.
Tesla should have a watch app where you could do that.
So, last bit of news for this episode.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Augmented reality Google Maps.
Dude, I saw these and it was so cool.
What does it look like?
So,
Is
it's
it like Google Glass?
no, it's on your phone.
It's on your phone.
It's on your phone.
Okay.
And so, like, you're using Google Map, but instead
Okay.
of it just being like the crusty map that it is, it's like live time of the street or wherever you're walking.
Does it use the camera?
It uses like the camera, well, besides like GPS and like other photos that they're going to be building up into it, so they can piece together. It also uses the camera, and so the camera has like senses, and it'll be able to recognize where you are, and basically be a smart camera. I've never said that word before.
Smart camera?
Smart camera.
Cameras are pretty smart on their own.
They are, but
But
this
now
one's
you
like this one's almost more like a robot camera.
That's actually pretty cool. So like you're looking around and it has like arrows telling you where to go.
And it has like an animated like picture on the screen, like where you are and stuff.
So it's like if Pokemon Go was
That's
useful.
what they said. That's what they said. Yeah, they're like, you just need to mix this with Pokemon Go. So like, you said like Pikachu leading you or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what they
That's
that's
pretty
what
funny.
they said. They said You just need to mix this with Pokemon Go, and you're like completely set.
That'd be pretty funny. You're walking around, you have your camera out, your arrows are telling you where to go. Maybe you have Pikachu, like telling you where to go to.
Detective Pikachu,
Ryan Reynolds.
basically.
Ryan Reynolds is telling you
Cursing at you.
cross the street over here.
Oh my gosh. So, there you go. How much time are we at? Feels like it's about done.
Probably. We're at 35 minutes.
35 minutes. What time is it in real life? Yeah.
All right, are we done with this episode?
We're done with this episode. Only 2 episodes this week because we've been getting behind and because we're short on time.
Oh, all right. We'll catch y'all on the next episode.